Afternoon. Court does call the case, the people of Michigan versus Hunter William Fonville. Project.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Ashley Lonnie for the people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael Vincent on behalf of Hunter Fonville.
All right. Date and time set for sentencing in this matter. And I'm presuming the parties are ready to proceed. Mr. Vincent, just as to I understand that there are victim impact statements that are going to be made to the court, but as to the pre-sentence report, are there any material deletions, corrections, or additions?
None, Your Honor.
All right. And then, go ahead.
I've talked to the probation officer. I've talked with my client. I talked with his mother. I've been doing this for a while. This is an excellent.
Yeah, when the dinosaurs started, yes, you have been.
This is an excellent report. One of the best reports I ever made that I've ever read. And I wish the court to adopt the recommendations as the probation officer has recommended. And I've discussed that both with this Bob and with my client.
Interesting. Ms. Lundy.
Your Honor, the court did reference that there would be victim impact statements. That is correct. I know Ms. Endler has had, I believe, some time to chat with both people who will be making statements today and may be able to identify for the court which order they wish to go in. If she would be so kind as to let us know. Other than that, there's no further comment from the people. Would ask the court to adopt the recommendation.
Your Honor, if I may speak.
Well, yes, go
I
ahead.
just forgot to. There is a civil lawsuit. Both parties each settled separately for $250,000. And I've shown that to Ms. Lundy.
Okay.
Two separate each.
Two separate.
Each party 250 for a total of $500,000.
When you're saying each party.
I'll help. So the victim in this matter, who was killed as a result of this crash,
Yes.
it was the driver of the vehicle also
Yes.
suffered injuries. That case had not been charged criminally. Mr. Vincent is indicating that each of those civil suits
It's settled
each for $250,000.
Gotcha. Okay.
So whenever the court's ready for victim impact statements,
I'm ready. And who would like to go first?
I think Mr. Vivad was going to go first, Your Honor.
All right, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yes. Hello, Judge, and everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Now, first of all, I appreciate giving me this chance and to speak here and hearing me out. I'm a husband of victim Aishwarya. And this is very deeply unfortunate moment for me to be presented to you in such a situation. To give background on me, I was very proud and well known and with my friends to drive carefully, follow every rules. To something like this to happen to me, but that this doesn't happen to anyone in future. I wish the defendant, the driver from other car, he had followed some basic rules, not overspeed at intersection. And talking about intersection, I learned that the intersection where this happened is very famous for car crashes, and county did change the logic of how lights operate in that intersection. I wish they had done it previously. And
You're saying they changed how they've operated?
right, I think it was instead of blinking, they made it solid green. And because intersection, it is very hard to see if someone is overspeeding. There is not much visibility because how the roads are inclined. So
okay.
yeah,
Sir, I'm going to do something a bit unusual. I will let you certainly give your statement to the court. But I think I want to meet with council and chambers, please, on this. Court's going to stand in recess. All right. And sir, I do apologize for interrupting your statement to the court. You may continue wherever you'd like. If you want to start again, that's fine with me.
Look, I can start from where I left, but thanks. And I think I mentioned that one aspect about the intersection I mentioned, and another major aspect was defendant was overspeeding. If he was at normal speed at 40, I had to pay for car, and I had not gone through this everything. But anyway, so and the major aspect is which I learned, he was under influence of marijuana, and that's unacceptable, because using that and mixing that with driving, it can hamper your reaction time, braking time. So I think it's a not even legal, it's a moral responsibility for someone to not mix these things and drive while you have any traces. And this nonchalant and ignorant behavior caused my wife to leave us. I cannot explain in words the loss we are all facing, her family, my family, and me. It is not definitely loss of just one life. We all are hampered by this, and I'm sure we cannot recover emotionally at all from this. But apart from emotional part, I got hampered physically as well. It kind of turned my life upside down. I'm still struggling to find meaning of all this, but yeah, I suffered from TBI, and I had no memory for a month. It took around half a year for me to learn to walk and talk normally and gain my memory. And I'm here in front of you right now is because of all the help doctors provided me. I'm still recovering. My one eye is crooked. You can see there's a sticker on one glass because I cannot see like normal. If I take out the glasses, if I see from both eyes, I see everything double. So hopefully that will get resolved. I'm going to have surgery after a few months. Hopefully I'll go on other side one day, and she will be happy to see me there, my wife. And I don't have to mention how bad this was for her family and my family. They could not be here with us to express themselves, but they highlighted me that no amount of compensation, no amount of punishment or any justice can resolve their pain, and hope defendant gets hold to high scrutiny of this court can offer. And I can keep on shouting all day for jail time, prison time, or any other punishment, but that's not going to bring back her, right? Or putting small fine for misdemeanor and allowing to continue with normal course of behavior is also not going to solve this. It's just going to invite more of this incident, recurrence of this thing. So I wish the defendant realizes his actions and the loss we are going through, and hope the final verdict takes into account right amount of jail probation time with drug checks, alcohol tests, everything. And they also have it with some kind of community service, so it helps people. So yeah, before coming to this country, you can see that we are not US nationals. We're coming from India. We came here for higher education, and we had a lot of dreams. And one day wanted to make this country home. We're looking here as a home. And this country, people, community, friends, they offered us a lot with both of the hands. And I have much gratitude for all the things they did for us. And she also had great time while studying as well. She was favorite student for her professor. She was leading all the initiative, all the teams. Um, she was working on forefront of technology, AI and machine learning. And it was a really great future for her. But all that was taken away from us in a flash. So why, I don't know. I'm still trying to find the answer. Only thing I can do right now is pray. And thanks for all your time and hearing me.
Thank you, sir. And who wanted to go next?
Yeah, she can go ahead.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. I'm Yash. I'm Aishwarya's younger brother. Thank you for seeing us today. I'm really grateful for this opportunity. It's been a really hard time for me and my family losing Aishwarya in the car accident.
Sir, I don't mean to interrupt you. You're dropping in and out on me. I don't know if it's your microphone, and I want to make sure I hear everything you have to say.
Am I clear now?
Yeah, go ahead. Try it again. Let's see.
Yeah, so losing Aishwarya in a car accident was very unfortunate for me and my family. We are still trying to comprehend the full thing. Like, it's been a really hard time for us. I believe that she would be the last person to leave me, but now her absence has created a void that cannot be ever filled in my lifetime. I will always miss her guidance, love, and support. As an elder sister, she always provided me with her wisdom and always had my back in no matter what situation throughout my course of my life. And I hope that the court considers all of these things and come up with the right decision. And we really also hope that the defendant understands the consequences of his acts, how they made other people suffer, and how some things cannot be undone in life. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you both.
And nothing further from the people you are.
All right, Mr. Benson.
The court's permission, Mr. Farrell would like to say just a couple words.
Yes. He has absolute right to allocute. Go ahead, sir.
I would just like to say I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have been smoking and drinking and driving, or not drinking, but smoking and driving. I'm just truly sorry. Didn't mean to do anything.
Benson, anything else you want to say?
We got to know Hunter and his family. That court knows I've had a lot of experience. He's one of the nicest, finest young men I've met. He has 2 jobs, works hard, he doesn't cause a problem. This is something, the only way to put it, tragedy all the way around. And I think Hunter will live with this the rest of his life. As I think the gentleman, the husband, will too. We've discussed time and all that, and essentially, I think both myself and the prosecutor, at least I, would leave it up to the court's judgment on this. And thank you for the time this court, and I've expressed this to my client and to his mother, has put into this case. And I do appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Vincent. Let me first say to both families, and I cannot even imagine the loss. It, in some ways, for me, it's just beyond comprehension that one moment things are okay, the next moment they're not. And I say that about the victim's family, and on behalf of the court, let me just certainly, for what it's worth, express my condolences. But oddly, I'd also say that maybe it may seem odd. I'll explain why momentarily, but I also feel for the defendant. There is not a doubt in my mind as I read through the packet sent by the defense and the information received from my probation department that this young man, if he could do it over, would do it over. And if he could change things, he would. I've been dealing with these types of cases for the 20 plus years that I've been on the bench. And I will tell you, I dislike them probably more than any other type of case. And my reason for that is because typically in cases I can have someone on one side or the other, however one wants to describe it, as good or evil, that there's somebody bad in the case. And in some ways, although it sounds sort of strange, that makes it a little bit easier for the court. What is painful here is that I've got good people on both sides. People make mistakes in their lives, but good people. And the struggle that the court has in these instances, in these types of cases, especially involving a death, involving the use of automobiles, is trying to come to sort of the right decision. I appreciate the victim's family, for those that spoke, placing it in my judgment and showing faith in this court to do the right thing or to do the proper thing. Some judges won't say this, but that means the world to me. Whether one likes my decision or not, but people having that faith in the court, and like I said, it means a lot to me. I think, and victim in this case said it the best. And I'll put it in other ways. Judges, we always are looking to try to make something right.
This transcript presents a sentencing hearing in a Michigan court involving Hunter William Funnell, a young man responsible for a fatal car accident that resulted in the death of a woman and serious injuries to her husband. The case is emotionally charged, with the court hearing detailed victim impact statements alongside legal arguments from both the prosecution and defense, ultimately leading to a carefully reasoned sentencing decision by the judge. At the start of the hearing, both sides agree to proceed with sentencing, and the defense highlights that the pre-sentence report is highly favorable, suggesting the defendant has a positive background and character. It is also disclosed that civil lawsuits related to the incident have already been settled, with compensation totaling $500,000 paid to the victims' families. While this does not directly determine the criminal sentence, it adds context to the consequences already faced by the defendant. The most impactful part of the hearing comes from the victim's husband, who delivers a deeply emotional statement. He describes how the accident completely destroyed his life, not only because of his wife's death, but also due to the severe injuries he sustained, including a traumatic brain injury that required months of recovery. He explains that he lost memory, had to relearn basic functions, and continues to struggle physically. Beyond the physical damage, he emphasizes the emotional devastation experienced by both families, stating that no punishment can truly compensate for the loss. He also points out that the defendant was allegedly speeding and under the influence of marijuana, arguing that such irresponsible behavior caused the tragedy. The victim's younger brother also speaks, reinforcing the emotional loss. He describes his sister as a source of guidance and support and expresses the deep void left by her absence. Both statements collectively highlight that the consequences of the accident extend far beyond the immediate event, affecting multiple lives permanently. When given a chance to speak, the defendant expresses remorse and apologizes, admitting that he should not have been driving after using marijuana. His defense attorney describes him as a hardworking and respectful individual who made a tragic mistake, arguing that the situation is not one of intentional wrongdoing, but rather a life-changing accident. The defense emphasizes that the defendant will carry guilt and emotional burden for the rest of his life. The judge then delivers a detailed and thoughtful analysis, acknowledging the immense pain of the victim's family while also recognizing that the defendant is not a malicious person. He explains that this case is particularly difficult because it does not involve clear criminal intent or evil behavior, but rather a combination of factors that led to a tragic outcome. The judge examines the key issues raised, including marijuana use, speeding, and the design of the intersection where the accident occurred. Regarding marijuana use, the judge notes that while it was wrong for the defendant to drive after using it, the evidence does not strongly prove that it was the direct cause of the crash. Similarly, while speeding was a factor, the judge explains that it alone does not fully explain the accident. He gives particular attention to the intersection, explaining that the victim's vehicle was making a left turn on a flashing yellow light, which legally requires yielding to oncoming traffic. Based on video evidence, the judge suggests that both vehicles contributed to the collision in different ways. Ultimately, the judge concludes that this was a true accident caused by a combination of circumstances rather than solely by the defendant's actions. He emphasizes that if either driver had acted slightly differently, the crash might not have occurred. Because of this, the judge decides that a harsh prison sentence would not serve justice, especially given the defendant's remorse and the lifelong emotional consequences he will already face. Instead, the court sentences the defendant to 24 months of probation with strict conditions. These include paying over $11,000 in fines, undergoing weekly drug testing, abstaining from drugs and alcohol, completing a driver improvement course, performing 400 hours of community service, and maintaining employment. Although the judge imposes a 365-day jail sentence, it is fully suspended, meaning the defendant will only serve jail time if he violates probation. In conclusion, this case highlights the complexity of sentencing in fatal accident cases, where the court must balance accountability with fairness. The judge's decision reflects a belief that rehabilitation and strict, supervision are more appropriate than incarceration in this situation. While still recognizing the irreversible loss suffered by the victim's family and the seriousness of the defendant's actions,